Gentlemen, we are live for the first time in a long time. It is the Tougies Take podcast. Let us know, by the way, on the stream side of things, if things are weird and messed up. I do have to mute alerts for now. Deeds, thank you for the resub, though. Everybody, we are gathered here today to celebrate the San Jose Sharks. Hopefully, possibly, successfully winning the lottery to get Connor Bedard. We have been talking about this day for months, and it is finally here. Sin, how are you feeling?
Apprehensive.
Apprehensive,
I just don't want to move back. I just want to move up. Like, if I move, that's all I want from the Sharks. Obviously, that's a tall order, but I just don't. I want a top three. Like, fucking, obviously, second overall would be goddamn amazing. Bedard would be phenomenal. I just don't have that much of hope sitting there at 4 with a 9.5% chance or some shit.
Yeah, so the official odds for the draft, as most people are going to know at this stage, you have the Anaheim Ducks with an 18.5% chance to win the lottery tonight. Columbus is in second at 13.5, Chicago at 11.5, San Jose at 9.5, and Montreal rounds out the top 10 at 8.5%. So top 4 odds for the Sharks to get it done, and hopefully, maybe, possibly, potentially, they do. That is what we are hoping for. Now, Endo, you are here as well, and we love you. Wearing a Vancouver Canucks hat, but only for the look, only for the fashion.
It's pretty.
I don't know about that. He made jump shit.
Look at the top, like that, and the bottom you got the teeth. It's beautiful.
That's
only,
pretty cool.
Only because the hat is cool, and because
it is a pretty cool hat.
I want to go to Vancouver, so yeah.
It's the dope hat.
Thank you.
Pretty damn cool hat.
I take all the credit. Polina bought it, but I take all the credit.
It's beautiful. So we are going to treat this like a normal edition of the podcast. We do not normally record in this style. Apparently, Endo's very quiet because we do lovely pre-podcast checks, and then you get going live and shit acts up. That's just the way it is. Look at Sin's audio levels. You'll love to see it.
Bop. There we go.
Well, yeah, maybe. We'll amplify it a little bit more. It'll be okay. We will sort this out as we go along. Like I said, we don't normally record this way, but damn it, it's a special occasion, and it did not make sense for us to record this show and have Sin be like, hey, what do you think? Are they going to get Bedard? I don't know. And then by the time the podcast is up, people would have already known. Didn't really make sense to do that at all. So we figured, hey, live show, let's do it. And yeah, we're about 12 minutes away from the TV presentation of the deal kicking off, which means we have time to kill. Which means...
How live are we, by the way? Is this going up on Twitch right now or something?
It is.
Oh!
Have you been living on the rock?
Did you not know?
I mean, you said like live. I thought it was just live. I don't know. Hi, Twitch. I should pull up chat or something like that. You fucks.
Tougie Night Live.
It's not live to tape, sir. It's just live.
A piece of toast.
Shaq, you know we're live right now. I don't give a shit.
Oh, my bad. I get hot.
Let's take it over.
God.
We're playing the game.
It's beautiful.
Shut the fuck up, Cody.
We're going to have fun with this one, everybody. To kick things off, and yes, we will take some questions from chat, but we also had the viewer question segment from earlier. To kick things off, as always, this podcast is brought to you by our lovely friends at Manscaped. You can go to manscaped.com and use the code Tougie. That's TOUGIE for 20%. 20%. That's higher odds than the Sharks have to get Connor Bedard.
Wow.
20% off your first order and free shipping. Again, at manscaped.com, and you use the code Tougie. That's TOUGIE.
Usually this happens pre-recording. Endo gets up about 5 times to get stuff. Oh, fucking hell.
Spherical deodorant.
Yes.
Do you need anything else?
Smells
do
nice
you?
too.
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
That's the selling point right there. That is it. That is all you need. But of course, They got you covered with whatever you need. Head to toe, Manscaped, the best you can get. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring the podcast for like 2 years now. They're crazy, and I love them. Let's get into some viewer questions here, gentlemen, and we'll start off with Richard Head in chat. Would you rather poop your pants at a funeral or eat corn the long way?
I'd eat corn the long way. I got skills at that, man. You don't even know.
I hope you got the answer that you were searching for, Rich. Congratulations.
You just answered at the same time.
Yeah. That's all you needed to.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to do. Other questions from earlier today, most of which are going to be about whether or not I still have cats having sex outside my office window, allegedly. Yeah, for those that missed that stream, that sucked. I haven't heard back for anything. So we'll see what happens is the best thing that I can say at this stage. We will see. And yeah, I don't know if I can do anything about a potential webcam being desynced, so you might just have to fucking deal with it.
Is it everyone's webcam desynced?
No, I think it's just mine because I'm also having to go through OBS, and that's a bit weird. And again, it just is what it is. It is what it is.
You need to get your real webcam. A real man's webcam.
One of these days I will. Let's see. Yep, Leafs ended the drought. Question, thoughts on cats? Reds Rebels, have you started a backyard cat porn studio? Real funny people. Just hilarious.
Backyard catting couch.
Well, we have an episode title. I think we can get away with that on Spotify. I think we can. Let's make note of that. My God. Let's see. From Bud Knight, what a great name. In honor of the NHL draft, which team best fits Connor Bedard and which team best fits Adam Fantilli? The San Jose Sharks for both of them and Chicago for neither of them.
Yeah.
This is the way.
We are going to be immense haters when it comes to Chicago and their hockey team, because fuck them. And we are going to stand the San Jose Sharks. I mean, Sin does, 24/7, 365, even on leap years. But yeah, I'm all aboard. Again, Sin supported the Bruins. It didn't go well, but in return, I am rooting for the Sharks, and I hope it goes better.
I supported them like a true hockey fan too. I shit all over them when they were sucking.
I mean, that was the right way to go about it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was legit pissed at them for sucking. I'm like, I don't ever get pissed at teams besides the Sharks, and I was just legitimately angry at the Bruins and how they were playing.
Yeah. All right. Well, chat, here we go. We're going to try something, by the way. Mic offset. Let me know if that is better or significantly worse, and I'll have a general idea of what direction we are going in. Davos has 4 Sharks jerseys. Good. As
he has more than I do. I mean, maybe. I think I have exactly 4. I have my Choo-Choo signed jersey. Heatley now.
Yeah.
I got my Pavelski captain jersey.
Yeah. Ooh. Noted 69 playoff goals.
Do I only have 3? Oh, no. I also have a Brent Burns jersey.
There you go. As sad as it might make
jersey in the style of the old San Jose jersey. Does that count or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I only have 1 Sharks jersey right now, too. I mean, it is a Thornton, though. So, we win bonus points for that. From Scroopy Noopers, a podcast regular. Which soundtrack is better, Generation 1 Pokemon or Super Mario World? Feel free to discuss your favorite Super Nintendo and original Game Boy game soundtracks. Wow, we really should have had Davos in here.
Davos, give your opinion from chat.
We really should have.
Dude, it's got to be Pokemon. Like, here's the thing. Maybe it's because I played it a lot more. I don't remember as many songs from Super Mario's as I do from Pokemon. Like, I'll remember most town songs. Like, they're so dope. And because you're pissed. Also,
Hmm.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass. Fuck off, level 2 rat-a-tat.
Yeah.
There is
It's
no
so
way that's not becoming a stream alert for me, by the way.
It's so anticlimactic. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fight a fucking level 2 Rattata.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Jesus.
It is Gen 1 Pokemon for the sole reason of you were mobile. You could play that wherever on your Game Boy. So, obviously with like Super Mario World, okay, it's whatever TV you played it on. I have memories of playing Pokemon at school, at home, in the car, on trips, including with that fucking peripheral. It was like this. It was like the purple magnifying thing with a light, so I could play it in the dark because the Game Boy Color wasn't.
Light?
Yeah, because the Game Boy Color wasn't backlit.
Yeah,
like I have so many different memories, and of course, the great memories of losing my fucking save file for no reason every time I got to the Elite Four, coincidentally.
Oof.
How the fuck do you manage?
I actually
I've been breaking games since I was a kid.
Replaced the batteries in my cartridges just so they would save again, so I can still play Red and Blue.
Yeah.
And also, the fond memories of Link cabling myself so I could trade between myself at the times I didn't have friends around. Sounds real fucking sad, but hey, bro, I needed that Alakazam, and the only way to get him was to trade for some goddamn reason.
You had to do it back in the day.
Even though Kadabra is fine enough, I want that extra special attack.
Dude, we had to coordinate with friends to be like, okay, I think I'm getting Pokemon Yellow. I told my mom, Pokemon Yellow. Do your best to convince your parents to get you like Pokemon Red or Blue, and then that way we can get everything. Like times were good. Times were good. And nowadays, Pokemon games release being broken is all fuck. So that's depressing.
I mean, Pokemon Yellow is decent, but Pikachu is shit, so.
Yeah, but it walked with you.
Yeah, he's objectively shit, though. Like, that's the thing. I've never kept a Pikachu in my roster. Hung out in Viridian until I got the 5% chance to find him and caught him and stuck him in the computer because that's a thing. And then he's level 3, and then I get to Celadon, and I just buy a Thunderstone, I evolve his ass, and I stick him back in the computer.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to collect the Pokedex.
It's just
no one cares about his fucking BST. You can SMD. Jesus Christ!
You're just a number to me, Pikachu.
I'm going full Lieutenant Sir. Kind of true.
Oh my god.
Raichu was looking, by the way.
It's true.
Those Pokemon books that were like just legit based off of the series.
All right, Derp. How about this? Suck my dick. Inhale my cock. Is that better for you?
See, this is great because now we get to
fillet my prostate. What do you want? Come on.
Where's Architect? Goddamn, we need him.
If we do. I
miss Architect.
Oh god. What else is
donkey?
Let's speak up for viewer questions. Yo say, with Ottawa's first round being 12th and potentially moving up, how does that improve the chicken trade for the Oats? I don't know. I still don't think it was a good idea to trade Jake Chikrin. Really?
What the hell is a Nuzlocke?
Oh, a Nuzlocke?
It's not German.
Wow, you're such an old head. Oh my god.
Yes.
Nuzlocke.
So a Nuzlocke is basically your party members. Once they die, they done. Like,
what party members?
You can't revive them or anything like that. So
you mean my pets?
So yeah, your Pokemon basically
squad.
It's permadeath. If a Pokemon dies, you then have to release it.
Lol. I don't know. I only play Red and Blue, so I'd have to do that on my own.
You would. Yes. I mean, that's kind of the point, though, for it to be painful.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a setting in one of the new ones.
No, it's just something people have been doing actually for a while for the sake of making things more difficult.
I mean, it's already a grind. I walk in fucking circles on a grass patch for an hour plus just to train up my squad.
It's true.
So that I can beat Brock's ass and his annoying ass rock Pokemon, because I always start Charmander. That's the only way. The only way is to start Charmander.
Remember when people thought we had a hockey podcast? For those who don't know,
if you start Bulbasaur, you're impatient.
This is every podcast, by the way. Every goddamn podcast. Every
It was
time.
like a good halfway. It was a good like half hour before we start recording where we're just shooting the shit for no reason.
It's true.
And then it just we then randomly will start the podcast like halfway through. It's like, oh, we should probably start now. Oh yeah, sure.
Indeed. It's 8 o'clock, top of the hour. The lottery show is live. And we will see. We are probably about 15, 20 minutes away from knowing who is at the top of the 2023 NHL drafts. AJ's been asking for like 2 shows. What's everyone's favorite bird?
Big Bird.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good. And a Helsinki seagull.
Oh,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
There were a few though.
They're fucking awful.
Their birds are chill though, from what my experience.
Okay, you didn't sleep. You didn't have to. Yeah, you only slept in Lautassaari. You didn't sleep anywhere near Kampi or the coast because I woke up at 5 a.m. so many times to those fuckers screaming.
Well, I also grew up 3 minutes away from the water, so I'm just used to seagulls. Like they don't bother me at all.
Yeah, they're aggressive, dude. Like they're loud. And I mean, I was with Kenu and Hillary, and we're just trying to eat pizza at Cotti Pizza, and this fucking dude just starts like the bird starts sneaking up behind us, perched on a light first, then he perched on a car, and then he just we had to go inside and eat.
I'd like, and are you laughing at Polly too?
Yeah, not even that. I'm just laughing.
Skillish.
I just thought when he said chat, skill issue. I was thinking like some dude just came up and grabbed this pizza. I thought it was like a dude in like a bird costume. Just come grab some fucking pizza and runs away.
Oh, this big ass bird. I was trying to enjoy my reindeer pizza.
Yeah. Shout out to Finnish ducks, by the way. Finnish ducks are sweet. My favorite bird, though, we've been over this a million times. It is the shoebill stork. And anytime I have a chance to talk about the murder muppet, I will, because it's the greatest animal on earth. The shoebill stork. They are fucking hilarious. And it
his default face is always like this, like that. It's like the "I know what you are" meme, like that.
Oh my God.
It has to be a crow or a raven for me. Those things are smart as fuck, boy.
It's beautiful.
And because of the crow and Jason Lee, let's go.
Influenced an entire generation to be like, you know what, that bird's pretty cool.
But like, you have to go if you haven't watched that movie recently, go like watch it and it's the most 90s movie of all time. Like it is just so 90s. Like obviously, yes, it's made in the 90s, but like it's just so aesthetically, everything about it just screams the 90s. It's incredible.
From Bouncy McBoink Boink. Would you rather play for your biggest NHL rival and be promised at least 5 seasons in the NHL, no matter how good or bad you might be, throughout your 15-year career, or play for your favorite NHL team but only ever play for the ECHL affiliate? Yeah, I'll take playing like 15 games for the Habs. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I'll play for Vegas. Pay me.
Right.
I'll be set for life.
Is the contract prorated? That's the only thing I care about. Okay. So I'm
They say
gonna play
5
for my
years?
favorite team.
At least
be
5
stuck in the
seasons in the NHL with your biggest rival team, or I would play for the Maine Mariners, basically, which would also be cool. But also, I wouldn't be making as much money.
I'd be playing in Newfoundland.
No, Finland.
Newfies have fun surfing their fucking front doors down snow mountains.
I no longer get to sodomize my boys.
Well, now shout out Sin for the first use of the term sodomize on my personal Twitch channel.
It's gonna be a Family Guy or South Park reference every time.
Every time.
Every
Single time. God damn it. All right. Well, hey, viewer questions wise, not your best, chat. Not your best. Shout out to the Pokemon question. That worked out pretty damn well. I do, dare I say, for like 5 minutes, let's actually talk about hockey. just
Go.
briefly, because some things happened, and then we can get back to Pokemon until the lottery numbers are taken, are set up. First and foremost, Sin, you had a reaction to this when you saw the sheet. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. The Rangers fired Gerard Gallant. All three Jack Adams finalists from last season, Andrew Burnett with the Panthers, Gallant with the Rangers, and Daryl Sutter with Calgary, have all been fired.
Nice.
NHL's cruel. It's absolutely cruel. But yeah, Gerard Gallant got fired in the most not unexpected, but the most expected move I think anyone's really ever seen. I mean, there were reports out there that he and Chris Drury, their GM, were yelling at each other. And yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is about Gerard Gallant. He shows up, he does well, he gets fired all within like 2.5, 3 years. It's incredible, really.
And he takes a cab on his way out.
Yeah, he did. Dude, that was a while ago too. He left the Florida Panthers in November of 2016. That cab story feels like it happened like 3 years ago. I don't know how the hell that happens, but
COVID years, they count as like half a year. So that's why I feel so recent.
That's fair. He will find another job, and we'll see if the Rangers bring in Joel Quenneville. There's been reports that they're interested, other reports that no, they're not going to do that. LOL is all I can say, because typically in the NHL, when there's smoke, there's fire, because there's about 12 coaches for 32 teams. Because we just recycle the same damn coaches, no matter how fucking terrible they are. So we'll see what happens. But shout out to Gerard Gallant getting fired. And then in terms of the playoffs, Carolina and New Jersey is another drunk series. Canes are now up 2-1. They won game 2 6-1. 4 different players had 2 points. Anderson stopped 28-29. Akira Schmid got pulled in this game for Vanacek. It wasn't pretty. And then the Devils, who are essentially the embodiment of the call an ambulance, but not for me meme in this playoffs. They're down 0-2 to the Rangers. They got outscored 10-2. And now in game 3 on home ice, they win 8-4. Jack Hughes had a 4-point night. Dawson Mercer, Sharks legend, had a 3-point night. And Vanacek got the start. He did let up 4 goals, but yeah. On the other side, Freddie Anderson got pulled, stopping just 8 of 12 shots, and Kochetkov stopped in. He let up 4 goals, too. And there was a lot of physical shenanigans. A whole lot of shenaniganery, including Thomas Tatar getting fined $5,000. I'm glad I'm not a Devils fan, because they seem determined to kill as many of their own fans via stress as they can before ultimately winning a series. So that's cool. And Dawson Mercer putting up points.
I don't have much hope for it. I was really pulling for him because obviously I want that other first round pick if they make it to the 3rd round.
Ooh, that's right. You do have a pick on the line.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I hope like hell they could pull it off again, but with both Schmid and Vanacek looking kind of shaky.
Yep.
There's no way they're going to be able to score fucking 5+ goals a game. They could. I doubt it against Carolina.
Oh, sorry, Enda. I can do that. But
thank you.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way, right? Like New Jersey, they have to stop playing with fire at a certain point. And hopefully, but heck, how can you stop the Devils from playing with fire? Anyway, game 4 is tomorrow. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah, E minor.
Speaking of fun times, white women flipping off Evander Kane in Las Vegas.
I thought you were going to say white woman, and I'm like, hey, my boy.
Edmonton ties the series up with Vegas 5-1. The Golden Knights just did not show up. 3-point nights for both Hyman and McDavid. Draisaitl scored 2 goals. He now has 13 goals and 17 points in the playoffs so far, which is just stupid. It's unreal how good he's been. Skinner stopped 30 of 31. Brossois got pulled in that game for Vegas. Aiden Hill Only faced 4 shots in the third period, but stopped all of them. Sharks legend, Aiden Hill.
Yeah.
That trade still stings. How much they gave up for him and then what they got back. They got lesser value back.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
But yeah, Edmonton and Vegas. Interesting series where defense. Let's be honest, like there were 3 games last night and there was like no defense whatsoever. I don't know what's going on with a lot of these games, but for as many competitive games as there have been, there's also been just a crap load of blowouts for no reason whatsoever. So,
especially, yeah.
Big Boy asked a question in chat.
Boy.
What was your cup final before the playoffs versus what it is now? I think I picked Boston Edmonton in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do a bracket or anything like that, but I was hoping for a Boston Dallas final.
That would have been great.
Just because I could be happy if Tougie wins or Pavelski would get a cup.
And Heiskanen. And all the other Finns on the Dallas.
But it's yeah, true. All the Finns. I love myself some Finnish happiness.
So,
but yeah, mostly Caps.
If I had to pick a cup final now, God. Okay.
Seattle.
I mean, honestly, like in the West, like who do I have the most? I would probably have the most confidence in Seattle. Dallas has had moments of looking really shaky. Not that the Kraken haven't. Edmonton, I'm just waiting. Like if Draisaitl slips up at all, it feels like they're screwed, essentially, with their defense. Vegas is weird. 1 second they're doing well. The next second they're blowing a 4-1 lead to Winnipeg and having to survive in overtime. There's the Devils, who don't stop losing the first 2 games of a series. Carolina, I cannot doubt them at all. There's Toronto, which we'll talk about in a second, LOL. And then there's Florida. So, like, I can't help but think the Eastern Conference final is going to be Florida against Carolina, because those two just do not stop winning for whatever reason. And at that point, I'm going to go with the Seattle-Florida final, because I want to see a first-time Cup winner. That's my pick.
Fair.
I think it'd be a really good series, too. All right, here we go, by the way, gentlemen. Before we talk about the other 2 playoff series, I am watching the stream. Bill Daly is there, and I will read off the results as they come in. The 16th overall selection belongs to the Calgary Flames, as expected. They had the 16th odds.
Yeah.
No movements from Calgary whatsoever. No big surprise. Number 15 should be Nashville. Will it be Nashville? Imagine if it's not Nashville, it is Nashville. Okay, so no movement from 15 or 16. I'm shocked. Good for David Poyle smiling, though. What a guy. All right, here we go. Number 14 is Pittsburgh. Imagine if Pittsburgh moves up. Imagine.
No.
Imagine if Pittsburgh moves up. They do not. Okay, Pittsburgh stays at 14.
Next is Caps, right?
Buffalo is next. The 13th best odds. Caps are in 8th in terms of the draft order. Yeah, they suck this year.
Yeah.
Buffalo at 13. They hold. No movements through the first 4.
It's trash.
With the class?
It's trash.
Those ping pong balls are trash.
All right. Ottawa. Ottawa at 12. I believe this was the pick that had some potential movement with the Coyotes, depending on where this is.
Ooh.
Ottawa holds at 12. Okay. Still no movement. That's fine. Indeed. Yeah, they're showing Pierre Dorian and Bill Armstrong. So that was the Chychrun pick. And it's going to be Arizona's because it wasn't top 10, I do believe. Vancouver at 11. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Will the Canucks move up from 11th? No, they will not.
Let's go.
No movement at all so far. Was the top 5 for the Sens? Okay.
Jagger.
I stand corrected. We get to the top 10. St. Louis With the 10th best odds, can you imagine if the Blues move up?
Fuck them.
At 10, St. Louis holds still, so no movement at all yet. As we go to the 9th, which is projected to be Detroit, will Detroit move up?
Maybe. They've been pushed back enough.
That they have. The 9th overall pick is still Detroit. No movement. You're right. They've gotten screwed by the lottery quite a few times. Steve Yzerman
I'm getting nervous now because we're getting into territory where as far back as the Sharks can drop, and I hate it.
Number 8, Washington. Will Washington hold at 8? Bill Daly shows Washington. The Caps hold at pick number 8. Still no movement.
Why is this scarier than everything else?
What the hell?
Philadelphia at 7. Will the Flyers hold at 7? Yes, the Flyers stay at 7.
Nothing's changed.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is shocking that there's no movement. Arizona at 6.
Oh my God.
Arizona at 6. What happened? Bill Daly. Arizona stays.
Oh my
Top 5 guaranteed.
Top 5 for the Sharks. Let's go, baby.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Montreal at 5.
Oh, fuck this. Fuck this.
Montreal. You know they're going to move up.
Of course.
Montreal holds at 5. The Sharks are in the top 4. No movement at all.
Come on. Not the
Here
Sharks,
we go.
not the Sharks.
San Jose at 4.
Not the Sharks, not the Sharks.
Come on,
up,
San Jose at 4.
Up.
Are they going to reveal it yet, or are they going to take a break? Reveal
Fuck
it?
you.
They're revealing it. Here we go. Come on, San Jose. Move up. Move up, San Jose. Ah, they didn't move up. San Jose at 4. Fuck.
Who are top 3?
The top 3 holds.
Fuck off. It's going to be Chicago.
Oh my God, it's Chicago. It's fucking Chicago.
We've been calling Chicago getting that number 1 pick. They're holding. They're going to do the last 3 at a different time, but the San Jose Sharks.
I want a top 3.
The San Jose Sharks hold, as does everybody else. 4 through 16 all stay. Damn.
There's no way it's not Chicago. What the fuck?
It's either going to be Anaheim, Columbus, or Chicago that gets Connor Bedard. And someone will get the silver medal of Adam Fantilli. That's a tough break, man. We were really trying to will that into existence. The question now, I mean, Sin, let's talk about the Sharks and be a Shark-centric focus for a minute.
I only have a 1 out of 3 chance at this point of getting what I fucking want. It cannot be Anaheim or Chicago. Anaheim would suck way too much. Yeah. And Chicago is trash. I only want Columbus at this point, and even then, it just I don't get Bedard. I don't even get Fantilli. Probably don't get Leo Carlson.
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
So it is. So yeah, to that point,
that 3-game fucking winning streak.
Yeah. It's all setting in, everybody. In terms of I think who we're all rooting for, we're rooting for Columbus now at this point. Then probably Anaheim, then Chicago. I mean, I prefer Chicago, especially to have that 3rd pick. But yeah, definitely rooting for the Blue Jackets. And again, the Ducks never should have been as bad this year as they were. That's the other big thing, is that they picked a hell of a year to just be complete trash compared to their expectations. For the Sharks, Elite Prospects in their consolidated rankings has Connor Bedard number 1, obviously, Fantilli 2, Michkov at 3. There is a good chance Michkov could be available to the Sharks at 4, just because the team might be scared off, and I think that would be a hell of a steal for the Sharks, depending on what happens with his availability in the future. Otherwise, it's Leo Carlson, Zach Benson, Will Smith. Like, it's going to be a forward added to this team, which I don't hate. I don't hate the Sharks getting a forward in this draft because of who they picked up at the deadline for Timo Meier. They picked up a couple of defenders to help fill out some gaps. So it's not a bad spot for the Sharks to be in, but It will not be Connor Bedard.
Or
we may have some news. Apparently, there might have been a kerfuffle with production, and Kevin Weeks might have leaked the 3rd overall pick.
Which I saw mentioned in chat as Columbus. We'll see.
Oh my god, it's gonna be Chicago Bedard. Oh my god.
Weeks just said Columbus had dropped a 3rd, but they didn't show the card flip. I think they went to commercial break when they weren't supposed to, because the NHL is the NHL.
Oh my god.
Have the Columbus Blue Jackets actually fallen to 3rd?
Oh my god.
Which means the number 1 pick is Anaheim or Chicago.
Oh my god.
Both of those suck.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The
No, that's gonna
NHL
be Anaheim.
just NHL'd the lottery
Oh my god.
because of course they did. Now the board on the ESPN broadcast, they're still showing, here's the 3rd. Bill Daly flipping the card for the 3rd. And it is Columbus.
Oh my god.
They just showed it. Columbus
Oh,
gets
no.
the 3rd pick. It is Anaheim or Chicago who will
It's gonna
land.
either- yeah.
It's going to be fucking Chicago. Chicago has moved up. But have they moved up 1 spot or 2? They had the 3rd best odds. It'll be Chicago or Anaheim. Please, God, let this be Anaheim. I'm sorry. People know it's like, what I think of Chicago's ownership, not their fans. It's a great fan base. Oh, my God. The Chicago Blackhawks have won the draft lottery.
I fucking knew it.
The Chicago Blackhawks have won the Connor Bedard Sweepstakes in the most scripted thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
There is no fucking way
Wow.
that is not scripted whatsoever.
Wow.
Holy shit. Wow.
What can you even say to that?
It's pretty. I mean,
It's so obvious. The Blackhawks need good press after the whole Kyle Beach scenario and everything that happened with him, and they're just getting dogpiled on. Rocky Wirtz wants to make more excuses as to why they need to move on. I mean, that's probably just me speaking out of my ass, but it's legit. It was a perfect time to put a player in there like Connor Bedard to be a face of the franchise. You could not script this any better, worse, whatever you want to call it. Holy shit. Wow.
Good for Hawks fans, man. You guys just got an incredible talent.
yeah, they didn't have a good enough fucking talent before.
Well, let's hope this one has.
They just moved up from 12 to 3 too. It's such bullshit. Let's
hope that Connor Bedard's a bit of a better person than the 2 previous guys to lead that franchise there. Wow. It actually happened. We were joking about this.
I know.
Since
I mean,
December.
you had the fucking feeling. It was just gonna happen. Like it's just the literal best thing for that franchise. Their original 6 franchise. Yeah, it was gonna fucking happen.
Wow. That for as much as people had thought in the past, like, oh, the Crosby lottery was rigged for the Penguins, this has to be right there in that conversation. It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if people, I do not disagree with people who think, well, the Penguins were in big financial trouble. You don't get new ownership and get Crosby in there. Who knows what happens? Maybe Kansas City happens. The Chicago Blackhawks needed this positivity. They needed it. The Kyle Beach story, Rocky Wirtz's response a year later saying, we're moving on, we're not talking about it, and then scolding his adult son who tried to give an answer. I'm just saying, at the very least, right? And again, it is nothing against Hawks fans. People view it as the Bruins fan 2013 salty, and that's cool, whatever. I don't care about the opinion of the irrational people. But it is rather convenient for a team that needed the positive press to land a generational talent by moving up in an expansion draft, as opposed to having to struggle for a little bit.
Yeah, moved up from 3 to fucking 1. How convenient. After just moving up from 12 to 3 and... good stuff.
Well, it kind of takes the fun out of talking to Endo about the Leafs. Or, God, wow, I can't believe...
Yeah, John, it's the best for you guys. You've fucking never suffered. Literally. In the past in the past 2 fucking decades. This is unreal. Literal, almost 2 decades. What'd you get? Him in 05? When the fuck did you get Kane? 07? I don't even know. This is insane. Absolutely insane.
It's something, man. It's something.
07 Kane. So 15 years ish. Over 15 years. 16 years of the Hawks being fucking sick.
Yep. 15 years, 3 cups. A dominant run. Bad for 3 years. Like falling off for a couple years before that. There was the Nashville series like 6-7 years ago. But really only bad for a couple of years. And coincidentally, here they go. As opposed to the consistent years of Detroit having bad lottery luck, as opposed to the consistent years of Vancouver having bad lottery luck. But Chicago ends up with top 3 odds for the first time, if I'm not mistaken there. And bam, Connor Bedard. If it's not scripted, it's very fucking fortunate. At the very least. Like, that is why people are going to be shouting out scripted, is because the odds of all of this lining up so perfectly for this team when they needed it the most, very slim.
And here's the thing. NHL's like, we want to cut down on teams tanking. They were the one team who legitimately, obviously, was tanking all fucking year.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, people would have argued Arizona heading into the season.
They even traded their young talent.
They traded...
They did trade Kirby Dach, yeah.
They traded Dach.
Look what Toronto got.
They traded fucking DeBrincat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean... it's crazy, man. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just... This is why we wanted to stream this live, because we all had the sense. I mean, again, this was the San Jose prayer circle for the sake of sin and hoping that the Sharks would have something happen. But we have been talking about this for more than half a year now. The idea that, oh boy, Chicago ends up with good odds. Arizona's been tanking for 20 plus years. That is not true. Arizona has made the Western Conference Finals more recently than quite a few teams in the West,
including the Toronto Maple Leafs.
They've made, I mean, yeah. God, yeah, if you want to include Eastern Conference teams, yeah. So
Toronto Maple Leafs have been tanking for 20 plus years. Am I wrong?
You gonna tell me I'm wrong?
You gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong?
Damn. So, I mean, what more? What more can you say? You'd be happy. Oh, John, no one's saying that Hawks fans shouldn't be happy. No one's saying that Hawks fans, at least I'm not. Again, that's why I always clarify and preface it by saying, Hawks fans, it's not a you problem here. The problem that a lot of people have is with the crotchety old fuck that owns your team that should not be allowed to own a hockey team anymore. It has nothing to do with the fan base. You will never hear from me, oh, fuck these Hawks fans, yeah, blah, blah. Yeah, there'll be some frustration from people who are just like, oh my God, really? They get this now too? Again, my only issue with it is this, again, the optics of it and why it would appear to be scripted is that this is an ownership group everything that happened with the Kyle Beach situation. A year later, refused to show any signs of progress and called out reporters for daring to ask what they've done since. And now it's awfully convenient to just continue to shove that under the rug. Here's Connor Bedard. It's just really convenient. Hawks fans should be pumped. Connor Bedard looks like a generational fucking talent. But you still have to understand. I'd like to think any rational Hawks fan could understand why some people beyond, I'm a Blues fan and I hate the Hawks because they're a rival, or, I'm a Bruins fan and I hate the Hawks because 2013. I'd like to think any rational Hawks fan can understand why some people are just like, oh, wow, isn't this convenient for ownership? Because that's what it is. It's not, isn't this convenient for the fan? No, it's rather convenient for ownership to get the, not even just the shiny new toy, the shiniest new toy at the perfect time. It's always scripted when it's the Hawks. That's not true, considering people call drafts scripted for the Penguins, for the Rangers. So that's not true.
Edmonton Oilers, all that fun stuff.
First time chat too.
Yeah. What do we still have? The hate us because they ain't us approach for Hawks fans?
No, we hate your franchise because your franchise is actual dog shit. You covered up sexual assault.
There you go.
And you're now they honestly shouldn't even have their fucking pick.
That's true.
This year.
Yeah.
What was
Remember when Arizona got their pick taken away? Because their owner did some fucked up shit. This was like, yeah, they wouldn't have been intentionally tanking all this year. They wouldn't have traded Doc, maybe not even traded DeBrincat if that was going to be on the docket.
They violated the NHL Combine, the literal like scouting thing, and they get like slapped with like no picks, and then a team covers up like sexual assault and harassment and all this stuff, and they just get handed a generational player.
But guys, the Hawks were fined $2 million for the Kyle Beach situation.
That does nothing.
$2 million, boys. They were fined. Again, I'd like to think reasonable and rational fans who happen to be Hawks fans as well can understand why a lot of people are just like, Jesus Christ, this is rather suspect, you know? Given that the Hawks organization is worth $1.5 billion, I believe, from Forbes' most recent estimate, the fourth most valuable franchise in the NHL. So, yeah. Chicago has the number one pick. To quickly mention those other two playoff series, Leafs are down 3-0 to Florida. They're fucked. And those
here's why, sarcastic soap, they shouldn't have their pick. Especially if the NHL wants to cut down on teams intentionally tanking. Chicago was the only team all year to be intentionally tanking.
They put Peter Mrazek in that.
So the idea of like, it's the odds and this is how it shook out.
The odds are there should have been some fucking movement 4-16.
That's another reason why people are just like, Chicago was the only team to move as well. Now you could say, if they were really going to script it, wouldn't they make it less obvious? It is the NHL. Have you not seen the conversations about officiating in the past couple years, especially? At the end of the day, the result's the result, man. They have Connor Bedard. End of. Doesn't matter what people like us think, what anyone thinks. Like, the pick is going to Chicago. One way or another. But, yeah, like I said, Leafs are fucked, and good for Seattle being up 2-1. We can't possibly talk about playoffs at this point. Even though there's a playoff game that's about to start. But
like, I would have just been okay with anything besides this.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I could deal with him being in Anaheim, I guess. Fucking kick the shit out of us, make us get a couple number one picks.
Like, if Anaheim had gotten it, people would have been like, number one odds. I mean, people still would have been like, what the hell, they're bad. It would have been exciting because Anaheim would have been a playoff team this upcoming season. He, Zegras, McTavish down the middle, GG's. Like, that's a playoff team, in my opinion. Whereas Chicago, who have, of course, now the number 1 pick and Tampa's first round pick as well, and 4 second round picks, they're set up to have a pretty good draft. I can't imagine they'll be anywhere near a playoff spot by the beginning of the season or by the end of next season. But yeah, what a lot of people thought might happen happened. What more can you say? With that, I mean, gentlemen, I don't know if we have anything else to add at this point. I mean, damn.
I'm depressed.
Like, what is there?
I want my team to have nice things, man.
I want coping ice cream.
Maybe Sin, you should root for an original 6 team.
Yeah.
That
I
also
should cheer for a big market team, then I could have stuff.
Yeah, that also covered up a sexual assault and has a scumbag owner. That would have been nice. You would have been good. Pray for Rocky Wirtz to own your team.
God damn, man.
Lord.
I'd rather not have a team than root for a
This
team
is
owned
such
by
an
Rocky
NHL
Wirtz.
fucking thing. Such an NHL fucking thing, dude. Just, this team is the literal worst. This organization's the literal worst. Now they get the literal best player since McDavid.
Oh my god. That's a podcast title. Literal worst.
Shout out to Stiffmeister. 20 years of facing Bedard for St. Louis after they just got rid of Kane and Taves. Hey. It's fun, though.
It makes sense that your organization and their success should be punished when you cover up sexual assault. It's worse than fucking with scouting results.
It's true. It's true.
If you want to talk about the integrity of the game also includes protecting your goddamn players, not allowing them to be bullied by fucking the same people in the room and your captain and your 2 best players who you just got rid of. One didn't do anything about it. And then when challenged by the press, all they did was talk about how good of a person Stan Bowman is. But hey, that's all going to go away now. Just as the NHL wants, that's all going to be fucking buried. Because it's all going to be Connor Bedard. They are the new figurehead of the next possible generational talent.
You know, as was said, there was a tweet I just saw on Twitter. Arizona holds pre-draft workouts, loses first rounder. New Jersey signs Ilya Kovalchuk to a contract that was legal at the time, loses first rounder. Chicago covers up sex abuse for a decade. Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard. Let's go.
It's awfully convenient. One way or another, it is rather convenient, is it not, for it to work out this way. But the end of the day, no amount of dissecting it or calling it out for being somewhat suspect changes the result. Chicago has the number 1 pick. Chicago will have Connor Bedard. And the NHL gets what it wants. An original 6 team still very, very much being in the spotlight. Whew.
Oh man.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
Favorite tweet right here. How did Bedard go from the great hope to the most hated player in the NHL in a 10-minute span?
I mean, he's not the most hated player. People are still going to find him to be awesome. It's just the idea of...
I just legit cannot cheer for him in that jersey, and it sucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what pisses me off the most. Like, I would have learned to cheer for that guy in any other jersey, even if it's from a rival. Technically, the Oilers could be a rival of the Sharks. They're in the Pacific. But it's Connor fucking McDavid, and you cannot stop watching that man. Chicago is a goddamn dumpster fire and a trash organization. And I just cannot enjoy him in that jersey, knowing that ownership is still there. And ownership that covered up all that shit is still there and getting away with it. Jonathan Taves is still there.
For now, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that, and that's kind of the perfect way to, I guess, to sum up our thoughts, is that is kind of the basis of it. Like, you look at Connor McDavid in Edmonton, Daryl Cates is a questionable person. As far as we know, though, he's questionable in different ways than Rocky Wirtz happens to be. You can still root for the Oilers' success, or McDavid's success, which translates to Oilers' success, because you want to see Connor McDavid do amazing things and be the best player in the world. Can you really root, unless you're a Hawks fan, for Connor Bedard's success, knowing who benefits from that success?
Nope.
I can't, personally. Second they get a new owner, I'd be okay with it. Why not? But given that it's still the same owner in charge there, it's rough. It's rough, but it is what it is. We will have another podcast later on this week. It'll be in our typical non-live format. But for those of you that tuned in live here on Twitch, we thank you. Make sure to go to the YouTube channel. Get caught up if you haven't. We're available on every audio platform of choice. And LOL NHL. LOL NHL.